in the state of Ohio. Pete Sessions is a congressman from Texas. He's also the chairman of the National Republican Campaign Committee, which supports Republicans in races for the House. It's nice to see you, sir. Thank you so much for talking with us. Why don't we begin with some of those polls that I was just laying out for you. What's your takeaway from the polls? It looks like it's very, very tight, especially in those swing states.
Well, my takeaway is, and I've been to about 40 congressional districts that includes some states that you mentioned. And I believe that Mitt Romney and Paul Ryan are playing well. I believe the president still has an insatiable appetite to talk about taxing and spending, and the American people, including women and seniors, have caught on. Women are concerned about taking care of their families, gasoline prices, food prices, and we need jobs. So Republicans are doing well. I think we'll end up winning those tight races. Let's
talk a little bit about endorsements, and there's a bunch to talk about. Let's start with General Colin Powell. He endorsed President Obama, and also in the same sentence, frankly, criticized Governor Romney. I'm going to play a little bit about what he said.
Not only am I not comfortable with what Governor Romney is proposing for his economic plan, I have concerns about his views in foreign policy. The governor who was speaking on Monday night at the debate was saying quite different than what he said earlier, so I'm not quite sure which Governor Romney we would be getting with respect to foreign policy.
What was your impact? What was your take on, and also I'd like to know your sense of the impact of that endorsement from General Powell?
Well, first of all, the former chairman of the Joint Chiefs, which he is, and the former Admiral Mullins have both had the same job, and Admiral Mullins said the greatest threat to America is our debt. And our debt still is our greatest impact, and General Powell is a friend of mine, a friend of my family's, a great American. But I believe that Colin Powell probably is missing the link, and that is Americans are having problems finding work. We cannot find work. We're 23 million people who are unemployed or underemployed, and we need jobs in this country. We cannot be strong or have a strong foreign policy if we continue the tax and spending that President Obama chooses to take this country down that path.
Do you think he's supporting President Obama because he's black and the president's black?
You know, I think that President Obama is a person who has a great relationship with a number of people. Colin Powell does too. I think Colin Powell is a fine American, a great leader, and sees things in President Obama that he agrees with. He's entitled to have his opinion. I do not think it's because...
No, my question
was...
No, I don't think I raise it not just speciously, of course, as you well know. Governor Sununu gave that as his reason why he believes that Colin Powell is supporting President Obama. I'll play a little bit about what Governor Sununu told Piers Morgan last night.
And frankly, when you take a look at Colin Powell, you have to wonder whether that's an endorsement based on issues or whether he's got a slightly different reason for preferring President Obama.
What reason would that be?
Well, I think when you have somebody of your own race that you're proud of being president of the United States, I applaud Colin for standing with him.
So he's saying, well, you're proud of him, someone of your own race. Sounds like he's saying, I'm black, he's black. That's what Colin Powell is thinking as he gives his support to President Obama. So my question to you would be, do you think the same thing?
No, I think you'd have to ask Colin Powell. I think that I support Mitt Romney. You can say that I endorse Mitt Romney, but that's not just because I'm a white man. We all have things which we're for and ideas which we support. Colin Powell believes that the president's headed down the right path. I simply disagree on this issue with Colin Powell. But let's go to the real point of this, and that is both these candidates, Mitt Romney and President Obama, have had a chance to sell what they believe to the country. On the House side, we're doing the same. As chairman of the National Republican Congressional Committee, I'm responsible for House races, our candidates, and our performances. I think we're doing a great job. We have African-American, as a matter of fact, Haitian-American candidate in Utah is doing a great job. We have a guy, Randy Altshuler, downtown, literally, in New York City, out on the island. Randy Altshuler probably is going to win his race. We have Richard Tussay in Massachusetts, a man who's going to win, a Republican in Massachusetts. This is the kind of strength that the House Republicans have as we talk about the issues of growing jobs and making America stronger. It's looking at two different worlds, one where we're going to grow our economy or one we're going to continue down the path of taxing and spending. That's why House Republicans are winning, and I think Mitt Romney can do the same.
Congressman Pete Sessions joining us. He's a Republican from Texas. Nice to see you, sir. Thank you for talking with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
You bet. Still ahead this morning on Starting Point.